I'm making some butterscotch little cupcakes, and these are small little mini cakes that are made using the Ninja silicone mold. So I think you're going to really love this recipe. These are really achievable. They're not too difficult, not too many ingredients as well. We're going to make the butterscotch sauce, and it's so easy. We literally put it all onto sear and saute. So yeah, a really nice method, this one. I hope you like it. We're using steam bake, and they cook in just 15 minutes. So don't forget to hit the like button if you do enjoy the recipe. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're going to give them a try, or if you do try them, what you think of them. And also please do subscribe down below. It's free to do so, and it really does help out my YouTube channel so much. So let's get on with today's Ninja Foodi recipe. So I'm making some mini butterscotch cupcakes, and we're going to start off by making the butterscotch sauce. So I'm going to just weigh my ingredients into my bowl here, because we're going to use sear and saute to melt those together. So I'm going to begin with unsalted butter. So let's add that in. I've got my scales underneath, and I want 50 grams. And then I want 40 grams of dark brown sugar. So let's just weigh that in carefully. I've got 60 millilitres of double cream. And then I want a very small, and I mean small little pinch of salt. That's all it needs. And then some vanilla extract. And vanilla extract is always the best one to use, because that's going to give you a nice strength. So I want half a teaspoon. There you go. Let's get that pot into the Ninja, and let's get that melted. So just put your pot onto sear and saute, and all we're doing is just literally melting this together to create our butterscotch sauce. And when this is melted all together, we're going to remove this from the heat, and it actually will thicken as it cools a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to reuse my little jug here that I measured my cream in, and let's pour our butterscotch sauce into there. So the key thing with the butterscotch sauce is you want to boil it for sort of 4 or 5 minutes, and then we just need to cool it down afterwards, and as it cools it will thicken. Right, to make the cupcakes, we're going to start off by mixing together until it's really light and fluffy our butter, and we are using 100 grams of butter. And once again, we want to use dark brown sugar, so you get that really nice, intense flavour. And that is equal quantity, so another 100 grams of the dark brown sugar. So I'm using my food processor to do this. And I won't add in my eggs until this is really nice and light and fluffy and really well combined. So now I'm going to crack in my 2 eggs, and I'm using medium eggs for this recipe. There you go, both eggs in. And then give that another mix. I've now got the self-raising flour in, so we'll give that another mix. You'll need 250 ml of water in the bottom of your pot. Now we just lower the cakes down in the silicone mould on the Ninja rack. Now with the silicone mould, I have wiped them round with a little bit of butter just to stop them from sticking. I always do that. It probably would be okay if you don't, but I always like to be safe. And then I put into the 8 silicone moulds roughly an equal amount of the batter, the cake batter. But obviously it's quite difficult because you can't weigh them individually or anything. So you just have to kind of do that by eye. But I never worry too much about that. So let's get the lid down, and then we'll get them onto steam bake. Okay, so we're on combi steam, which is the middle section here, and you want to select steam bake. Temperature I'm looking for is 180. And I find that 15 minutes is normally just right. Okay, so the cakes are cooked. Look at those, nice and springy, and you can see there's a gap around the edge. They're not stuck whatsoever. I like to leave mine to cool, so I just cover those with a net, leave those to cool in there before I try to remove them. So I really like to beat my softened butter to start with, just makes it so much easier to make your buttercream. So do that first, and then we add in the icing sugar. So I'm using 75 grams of butter, unsalted butter once again, and then double of the icing sugar, so 150 grams. Just slowing down my mixer now, and I'm adding in my butterscotch sauce that we made earlier. And that's going to flavour this beautifully. We've got, you want around 30 to 35 grams. So just mix that through, probably need a little bit more speed. And what I'll do is I'll finish this off by hand, just with a silicone spatula to make sure that everything's really well combined. So when your cakes are cooled very slightly, you can then pop them out. I literally just push up from the bottom and then they just pop out, and these smell so beautiful. Now you have a choice really. If you're happy for them just to sit like that and then decorate them, you can do that. You can also turn them upside down and just level off the bottom so that they sit flat. It's really up to you how you do it, but it all works. But you can eat the whole thing, and if you do cut off a bit, you can eat that too. So depends if they're for, an occasion or whether you're just going to eat them yourself. So it depends how bothered you are about them looking as perfect as possible. So I'm going to let them totally cool now before we do anything more. So I've cut a small hole into each one of these, and I've already done these ones here. And as you can see, we've now got like a little lid, and inside I'm putting some of the butterscotch sauce. So let's show you these ones. Let's get that in. I've also got enough butterscotch sauce to literally put some on the top, just as a little bit of decoration. So it's worked out really well with the quantity, and enough just to fill these as well. So when you take a bite, you're going to get that oozing middle, which is going to be really, really tasty. So on with the tops. Got the buttercream in a piping bag. Doesn't matter how you do this. You can decorate them however you want. Just going around with a little swirl like that on each one. And then I've got my sauce here, a little container that's got a spout, and that just means that I'm able to then drizzle that over the top. So here they are all decorated. I've got a little drizzle of butterscotch sauce over the top. Of course, the butterscotch style icing, or the buttercream icing, I should say. And then those cakes have also got that little surprise inside. I think they worked really, really well. They're nice little small cakes. So if you don't want to make like a one big massive cake, and this is a really good alternative. Not too many ingredients and pretty easy to achieve as well. I really hope you've enjoyed the recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button for me and also subscribe to my channel.